blasters coming through there. I think with a lot of players that come into the scene with a main in particular, it makes the most sense to branch out from one weapon or the other, this time taking the bow from Yumiko and bring it in here to get the blasters kit. So we're going into game number 1 here. Excited for this one as we see Raydish, of course, on essentially what has been the character for him since it's come out. I remember for like a little bit, right? It was like a Petra.
Yeah, he was playing Petra because like Petra was the orb legend that came out because Red Raptor didn't come out.
He was like, man, Red Raptor's perfect, but I haven't got enough practice on it. There was like a 6-month period where he would like go back to Petra when it didn't work, but ever since then it's been all Red Raptor, rain or shine. So here we go.
Yeah, it was really like a long time ago once he figured out boots. And he really learned how to play boots that he was like, yeah, Petra is old and busted. I'm looking for the new hotness here.
I do think it evolved from his doubles play with Meg D during like the year and a half that they were running together as Statics.
Probably.
As where I think I saw his boots evolve the most when they basically pioneered the pivot side air team combo.
Yeah.
Off of downlight. So
I think it's also just like tougher to guarantee your weapon the entire time, so you kind of have to adapt to that in 2v2. He's doing a great job handling Flower so far here, but I do want to see what Flower has on Diana, because when he started tweeting about it, that he was going to be picking up the Diana, I was like, yeah, okay, bro, you're going to play the Diana for like a half of a tournament and be like, no, I'm going to go back to Yumiko, but I'm glad he's sticking with it, and I want to see more of it, because I want to see what his blasters have. We already know what his bow has, but he definitely engages in some cheeky moments like Acno did at CEO 2025, but he's not fully gimmick-based.
I wonder how much of that came from mid-season analyzing Acno's wins over players that like he's been struggling against and going like, is that really all it takes?
He also plays her normally. He also plays her normally, but he does lean into the cheeky shenanigans. Like I think from Legacy of Legends yesterday, there was like an amazing clip. I think it was in Grand Finals. I don't remember which game it was, where he like KO'd Balloon Boy in yellow because he hit a neutral signature, gravity canceled, bouncing off the wall, and then a turnaround down air, and he KO'd in yellow. It was nasty.
Okay, well that ground pound will interrupt the side air or the side light from Raydish, but so far Raydish has been getting a ton of unanswered damage. Nair, side air hits. Raydish could go for the down stick here. He does try it. Ground pound
goodness!
Perfectly by Flower to hold on to that second stock a little bit longer, but this is still a huge deficit, and he's got to make something happen. Slide Church N-Sig will finally take him down, and he switches right over to the blasters and picks up the bow.
I wonder how perfect you have to be on the spot dodge to get through that ground
pound. To get to the orb perfectly centered?
Yeah,
I think it has to be perfect.
Like how many frames of leeway do you have on one side or the other before you end up getting hit by that? The down air. Oh, and he gets the jump read after. Cool. Beautiful work.
That's an awesome combo. Yeah. I mean, string, but like, you get what I'm saying. When you get that read like that off that down air and the bounce, the N-Sig's a perfect follow-up. We got Raydish now with a full stock lead. Gets that nice down light into Nair. Does not get the beak to connect. What else has he got going on here? Fadeaway sider to gravity cancel D-light sider. Will catch Raydish approaching.
There's the in-light. Okay, he goes for the in-sig to call it the spot dodge there.
Raydish dodges up though. Avoids that possible follow-up. D-light Nair recovery. Went for gravity cancel something, but stopped by the weapon throw. I didn't catch what the startup frames were. Down light into falling there, missed the jump, and Flower's not able to get that N-Sig.
That N-Sig would have been great with how damaged Raydish is. That's going to interrupt the recovery, but he touches the wall right before that and avoids the down air, and he also avoids that down signature that probably would have sent over the edge without bouncing off. Great weapon toss to follow that up and guarantee the KO there. Flower, he's pushed Raydish on a final stock, but he's very much in the red. He has to be careful. See if Raydish wants to go for a jump read again with a neutral signature.
I was really into the pressure from Raydish there. Even though it didn't work out for him, Flower was able to respond defensively. He kept it on. Okay, gets the D-light sider. Not going to knock out just yet. Weapon throw going to force the dodge. Does he go for the edge guard here? No, he's going to keep it safe. Sidelight sider territory for the orb right now. He's got to be careful though. Diana does have literally 2 tools in her kit that can steal wins away from you, and he's had enough damage for that steal to happen. Oh man, and you know Flower's thinking about the option.
If Raydish plays his positioning just right, you're seeing him really stick to that center stage, so any D-sig or any neutral signature is going to bounce off the stage, take away some of that momentum, even if that hit there. It could set up for something. Not enough. The ceiling on Fortress of Lions. You think a side air would have KO'd?
I think a side air would have done it, yeah, for sure. But Boots' recovery is notoriously weaker than Sair. You do it once you've like, I don't know, when you're in the perfect situation for that to work out. Anyways, I guess Raydish didn't think either one mattered. Okay, that recovery will knock out finally, but that got really scary. If that N-Sig connected at orange, he's gone. So Flower doing a great job bringing back what was from a pretty huge deficit. That game opened up with like Flower being full stock down by the middle of the game.
Yeah, he was like a punching bag. He spent most of the game being a punching bag and then turned it around at the end. Did a great job of coming back there. That recovery. Yeah, I think he just thought it didn't matter.
Yeah. And sometimes that happens, but it does. It's not like Sword. I think Sword is kind of balanced in that way to where you do one or the other, so you pick the one that's easier.
Yeah.
Recovery is just easier. Even though Boots recovery might be a little bit easier to execute, the Cider is notably more powerful, especially when you're on the edge of the stage.
Yeah, why didn't he go for that? Because like I'm sure he has damage numbers turned on, so like you know, and he didn't even pick it up like on the ground. It was a little bit above the ground too.
I'm not gonna speculate any further. You know, we learned something new today.
Okay.
And he didn't get punished for it, so neutral light comes through. You know. I said I wasn't going to speculate any further, but he did that. He did that little stutter step thing on the platform.
Yeah,
that kind of made it. That kind of looked like he was like kind of like looking at himself.
Yeah,
like, why did I do that?
Yeah, I messed up.
He messed up right there. The first strike goes over to Flower. Nice job with that neutral signature knockout. Getting that finally to come through here in game 2 after he couldn't get a single one to connect in game 1.
Yeah, not the quickest stock in the world. It was about 46 seconds by the time he picked it up, but still a relatively quick stock. He's taken very little damage. He's not even in the orange yet. Already has Raydish in the yellow. Gets through that neutral light that came out. He was just behind it. The neutral lights from Flower coming out here, both of them missing. Taking a huge boot string from Raydish.
Yeah, great damage coming in. Flower dashing forward, not going to switch over to the blasters yet, been mostly on the bow. Kicked away. Raydish goes for N-Sig, not going to get punished for it. But Flower's still holding on to this lead, getting so much damage in. Side air after side air, connecting, goes over for that down light. Is that going to be it? Okay, neutral light will disarm him. Goes low to avoid the weapon throw, or picked up. Down, N-Sig is on the table. Is he going to put it out?
Flower playing real low on that wall before deciding to come up so he doesn't get caught by those down airs that Raydish was throwing over the edge. Oh, I was worried that the bonk was going to take the momentum away. It could have maybe actually helped as well, but...
I don't know how the knockback would have worked there, if it would have, like, spiked.
There's a greater chance that it hurts more than it helps.
Absolutely. Ooh, gets a good punish on the N-Sig whiffing. Sidelight Cider, low on jumps. Flower has to get back to the stage, uses the Nair to keep the pressure up.
Raydish only about 50 damage behind here. Flower putting a lot of room between the two. Raydish is happy to oblige him on that as well. Jumping to get away from the neutral light.
Ooh, end light. Send him flying. What else do we got? Raydish still looking for an opening.
Yeah, it just feels like a lot of in lights coming out from Flower. He hasn't really found any opening to get through Raydish. There's a down air. It's going to send him flying. Gets caught with a side light neutral air.
Yeah, Raydish opting to keep him up in the air, trying to juggle him for even longer. Cider will send him flying again. You're not so much damage that you're not too worried about his signature hitting. You're worried about downlight mostly. Although Flower's playstyle hasn't thrown out downlight.
Yeah, he really hasn't been doing a lot. It's been a lot of neutral light based.
Nice spot dodge on, or nice dodge to the downer again. Gets the Cider on the blasters. Okay, keeping it close, but keeping it in his favor.
Don't know if a sidelight Sayer is going to be enough to KO. Given that Raydish just got the sidelight neutral air, I wonder if we're going to see like the sidelight Nair recovery that we saw from, can't remember the Orb player yesterday.
No need to wonder when neutral signature is there. Catching that jump. Sends him flying plenty far. Side air, down light into side air. Nice job off that Nair extension. Raydish gets the Nair.
Oh, nice grab too.
Flower getting destroyed here on this last stock. This is where it all matters too.
Yeah, fantastic
gets another side air. He's low on jumps. Gets caught by one more Sarah Dare here, and that could be it. Nice job dodging the neutral light. Gravity counts a D-light down air. Finally picks up the bow. Sidelight Nair into recovery. Not going to hit. Sarah will send him flying off the left side of the stage, and now he's hurting.
Yeah, and Raydish is not going to go off stage. He's not going to get caught by those like goofy GC N-Sig or GC D-Sig. That's a great spot to hit that, though. Sends over, but Raydish completely disengages, goes back to the main platform.
Okay, Flower goes all the way up. Does not get the combo off the ground pound. Raydish trying to catch the landing with that side light on the platform. Flower's brought it all the way back. N-Sig could knock out. He's got to be careful about all these options. Flower goes to the right side of the stage. There's that side light. Doesn't get the read. Holding center. Does get hit by that weapon throw. Raydish looking for the boots. No, not primed. Picks up a fresh orb instead and gets caught by the Nair on the reversal.
Not enough. That one won't do it either. It's just a little bit lower than the previous one. I think if he picked it up at the same height, that would have been the stock there. Disarms himself with a weapon toss, turn around neutral air, giving him the room. Throws away the blasters so he can KO with the unarmed recovery. Wanted the quicker option. It's not going to leave him lingering in the air for as long as a blaster's recovery would be. I like that decision.
One of the few times where I'm like, thank you for not throwing your weapon away in the last stock situation, because he was in a juggle state, right? So he threw it away in the middle of the jump so that he didn't have to jump again to get the recovery that he was looking for. And I guess what Raydish was playing around was all the things blasters could do, not all the things unarmed could do. So we're going to see that moment here. Picks them up, throws them down, goes right in for that recovery, right? And I guess that it doubled up as in it covered Raydish fast falling to ledge. the weapon throw.
I don't think it would hit.
It was closer than I thought.
I think Raydish was too high for that to hit, but it's still, regardless, even if that's what he was thinking, that's cool to have that thought as well while you're on your way to doing your successful move. If he's thinking about that, that's just like another layer of thought in that process, in that split-second decision-making from Flower. Really, really well played. I'm down with that. Raydish might have expected him to just throw that weapon away and then go back to the main platform and wait for the next spawn, too.
Either way, it's Flower on the board. Now it's 1-1. And we're continuing here with Diana. Gets the neutral signature. Could get the down air there, but Raydish goes underneath the shot. Bow's range on its attacks is very fantastic, but the area that it affects is very thin.
Oh, he catches him too.
Ensig catches him once more. Could go for ground pound there, but no, not risking it. Goes for Ensig once again, and Flower just dips right underneath him. Sidelight, D-light, waits at the dodge, goes for the weapon throw, but doesn't get over the edge. So Raydish, a few technical errors there. Ground pound not going over the edge either. Finally finds that sider. Will take the first strike here in game 3.
I do wonder what Flower's thinking whenever he's like just kind of camping on the wall, but potentially waiting for Raydish to come over so we can get a grab to cancel D-sig, grab to cancel N-sig, and then Raydish is just not going to do it.
It does strike me as times where he's trying to like regain his composure, take some ledge time before going right back into it, but it's possible that he's looking for something. Raydish is not, Raydish notoriously doesn't go off stage.
I think that's just like Flower's game plan in general, and because he's playing it against Raydish, like it's not going to happen. Yeah, he's not going to give you those opportunities.
Whether it's Petra or Red Raptor, he's always had his move that hits over the ledge.
Perfect timing.
He won't go there, but he has a move that will reach. Doesn't work out. Has the orb now. Let's see what he can do. Gravity cancel sidelight not going to hit. Now he finds himself on the left side of the stage. Flower dashes forward, tries to bait something, but gets hit by sidelight and air. No side air right afterwards. And he shows him off the left side of the stage. Ooh, that's dangerous. Yeah,
I was looking for the turnaround dare coming out from Raydish there. Flower still not able to find anything on the edge. He's not able to use these signatures too much, which is probably one of the main reasons to play this legend.
Goes for the down air.
Bounce off the wall, and Flower's ready to punish that. The range on that down air, it didn't go far enough.
And that might be what Flower's looking for. We said Raydish doesn't go off stage too much, but the 2 times that he has been right side stage, and he's lost his stock both times, right? I think game 1, Flower got that reversal stare into weapon throw, right? It's been pretty consistent that he's punished Raydish for overextending off stage. Still, Raydish okay losing that stock, super far ahead. One sidelight side air will take him a full stock lead, just like game 1.
Yeah, that could have been Raydish deciding, like, okay, I have a gigantic lead on him. If I get this stock here, it's huge for me. If I lose this stock, it's really not a big problem for me whatsoever.
Flower just hit him 7 times.
Yeah, the damage is coming out from Flower here, doing a great job. Oh, picture perfect throw. Right over that corner, bonked him right in the head. Recovery going to KO off the top. Raydish doing some celebratory recoveries, getting all the way up there before throwing his weapon to then come back down and pick up the orb. But Flower did a fantastic job of shortening the lead quite a bit.
Ooh, got the end
If he can get a recovery here, oh, it's going to be Raydish's stock.
Yeah, lets him get the nair off of that. Sider sweeps him up from underneath the stage. Brings him back up for some even more damage. Weapon throw. Nice. Good sidelight here.
Get around him. Yeah, GCD light into the ground pound.
Great edge guard. Flower evens it up 1-1. Anyone's game at this point. Whenever it's last stock against Diana, I consider once you enter orange, you're kind of just freaking out about everything that she can do. A little less so than the other stocks.
He's got to get Raydish to orange, though. Right now, Raydish has Flower in orange. Flower just kind of patrolling the bottom of the stage, not even going up to where Raydish was on the soft platform. You see him jump, he immediately fast falls back down, back-to-back nair juggles coming out, looking for a third one, can't find it. Nair also coming out from Raydish. There's a side light, there's a nair coming right after. It was a little bit delayed. There's another nair. Dude, the damage output from Flower. Raydish can't touch the stage.
Wow, it has been one hit at a time, but all from the juggle state. Flower looking for more and gets that punish finally for that down air. Raydish not going off stage because he knows that it's been costing him every time. Recovery comes through, almost knocks out. One more recovery would knock out. Flower's looking for it. Goes for the nair instead. D-light recovery would do it. Raydish looking for the, boot side air. Goes off the edge guard, but Flower usually reversals here. Raydish not going to give him a chance.
Dude, he's not even close to that corner. He's almost in the middle of the stage. The weapon toss.
Down to being thrown out. And to catch him on the landing here. Side light, waits for the dodge, goes for the recovery instead. Loses the weapon. That could cost him. He has a dodge.
Sweat beads. Nice dare to get right on that corner.
And Raydish doesn't make the same mistake from game number 1. Doesn't go for the recovery there. Sider knocks him out. Barely clutches game number 3 with a 50 damage deficit there. Flower twice that game brought Raydish from white to orange off of one hit catches on the juggle state, right? Every time Raydish tried to go back to the platform, around the platform, he's getting hit by Nair, recovery. The edge guards from Flower were securing all of the stocks that game. We just saw there that gravity cancel D-Light and the ground pound, and then the recovery there, fainting out Raydish, just barely getting caught there. It was unfortunate that he lost his weapon, but still really well played by Flower the entire way through.
Yeah, I think especially at the end, the damage output that he had on his bow was fantastic, and he was continuing with that juggle state because he wasn't able to do that previously. Like, he was throwing out so many neutral lights that were just missing, and Raydish was punishing in the very beginning of this set. All of a sudden, that's turned around, and Flower's really gotten a handle on it. Will it be enough to win this set? I don't know, as we're heading here into Game 4, completely even as we start this one out.
Okay, here we go. Raydish hitting that side air. Neutral light connects, goes in for the ground or the down signature. Not going to hit, and Flower's getting more and more into these neutral lights. Down air snipes Raydish as he goes for the weapon, picks up the boots, falls to the side air, puts him off stage, and he gets the recovery that time around. Flower does narrowly avoid the end sig, gets his own end sig. Raydish was low on jumps when that started.
Great spot, yep.
That's it. Flower takes the lead here in game number 4. Match point for Raydish, but Flower on the verge of bringing it to a game 5.
Flower even waited so that he could throw out that spot dodge right when Raydish was on top of him, so he didn't give him the hit and the chase dodge to then safely get back. There's a time where we saw Raydish go off stage, and what happened? He was punished for it once he was sent off stage.
Now we're jumping around. What do we got, Flower? Looking for end lights, probably. Falling with that Nair. Gravity cancel D-Light goes right into Raydish.
Yeah, there's the 3-piece.
Knowing that that dodge was gone, that's all true. Get side light Nair recovery, get that a little extra height towards the stage before knocking him off the top, evens it up 2-2.
Controlling sort of that middle of the stage. Flower's able to land.
Ouch.
Oh, he's going to take 4 pieces before he grabs that blaster. And there's a 5th hit as well with that recovery. Looking for another one, and he's now disarmed. And Raydish is able to grab the next weapon spawn that comes in. This is a really tough start to the second stock for Flower.
Yeah, he's not letting up the pressure.
Dude, and he still steals it again.
He denies all the weapons. He's staying right on top of Flower. Doesn't matter where the weapon spawn's going to be.
Again!
And he's timing his weapon throws with when the next weapon's going to spawn in, right? So he was throwing that weapon away before it even came through, made sure that he was stacked on Flower, keeping the pressure up. The bike
we haven't seen that in a while.
Runs him over, does the pivot off the platform so you get the full charge distance.
Yep.
Side stick runs him over. Flower now trying to get some damage in return. Raydish throws the weapon, and now finally his pressure is up, but he ends it with a stock. Weapon throw narrowly dodged. Gonna get the edge guard here on the orb. One down air into recovery, not gonna be enough just yet. Raydish needs one strong hit.
Dude, I gotta see the graph on how flat the line is while Raydish was putting out so much damage and Flower was just completely weapon starved. I'm really looking forward to seeing that flat line.
However, Flower's now back in that state where he stopped Raydish from having that momentum. Raydish is like circling around him while he's in center stage, does find the D-Light recovery, but he started getting the damage on once he's able to stop Raydish from having that momentum. Nair comes through, picks up the blasters, but he just throws them away. They didn't hit. He was too close when he did the weapon throw, and now he finds himself unarmed looking for that bow.
The way that Flower's looking right now, and that could change very quickly, but to me, it looks like he's playing definitely more scared than he was. Although maybe I'm incorrect on that. Maybe it was based on such limited data set. Back-to-back in-lights, that's scary. He's not able to find anything after it, though. Good thing for Flower heads out there.
Oh, and Raydish still looking for that momentum that he had previously. Flower now a strong hit away. I think D-Light recovery would knock out. Recovery might just do it on its own now.
I don't know. He'd have to pick it up pretty high. We're on Fortress of Lions, that 45-degree angle. It takes a lot to KO. Think about the 629 damage he had to do last game before he finally was able to knock out Raydish fully.
Oh, Raydish does avoid that downlight side air. Okay,
nice.
D-Light Nair is going to do it. Raydish now on his last stock. Flower has to win this one to stay on the winner's side. Winner of this goes up into top 5 or top 6 here. Winner's side of top 8.
All right, come on, Flower. Show us what you got in this Diana. Show us what you got here. Show us how you got to second place at Moose Wars Legacy of Legends. Started off with a side light, in-light whiffs. Only gets the one-hit punish from Raydish. There's a side air. He chases.
Oh, waits at the dodge. Flower doesn't give it to him. So he goes right back to the stage. Down trying to catch him over the edge of the stage.
I was a little bit worried with that D-Light that he was going to get caught by the N-Sig and that like goofy pickup with it where it just still sends you, like grabs you and pulls you onto the side and sends you down.
Gravity cancel side light was perfectly placed, but Flower didn't fast fall after dropping from the platform.
Ooh, Raydish going out.
Jumps. Goes for the down stick, and Flower delays the dive kick. Narrowly avoids the claws of the bird there. Flower throwing his bow away, though. I don't know why. goes in for the weapon spawn. Okay, picks up the blasters. Could dribble into a side air. Finds the side air delayed. Raydish has to make it back to the stage. Endline will send him flying. He throws his weapon away again. Raydish goes for the side air there. Flower waits for the whiff punish.
Dude, the
now
neutral air.
They're both one hit.
The neutral air didn't even send off screen, though. I'm worried about the more damage he has to do. I don't even know if another Nair will do it.
Side air hits. That's it.
Oh my
Raydish
gosh.
clutches game 4, wins 3-1, stops Flower from being able to make the comeback, and advances the top 8 winners. Really intense set. And a very interesting one in the sense that, like, when Raydish had the momentum, we're looking at the damage graph, right? You were talking about how, like, there's that entire area of time where he just wasn't really getting touched. And it was a lot of rapid damage dealt to Flower and very slow